Thank you. Gecko, the old school gamer here, presenting One and Done, Supreme Commander. Yeah. I'm excited for this one. First thing that comes to mind is Age of Empires 1 and 2. Those were my favorite RTS real-time strategy games. And I've ran across a couple games where you gather, build, and attack. Or gather, build, alliance. It just depends. And so the one I'm most familiar with is Age of Empires 1 and 2. Now, years ago, this is when I started playing them. Then Age of Empires 2 was released on Xbox Original with the Xbox One with the controls in mind instead of the keyboard. So for me, I was like, oh, I hope they don't fuck up the controls. To go from keyboard to controller can be an issue. Well, Age of Empires 2 got it right. And then they added Age of Empires 1, Rise of Rome, I think it was called. But they added Age of Empires 1 onto Age of Empires 2. So that's two games in one, which is really cool because I loved both of them. Then Age of Empires 4 and Age of Empires Mythologies came out on Xbox. And somehow they totally fucked up the controls, and I can't play it then. I can only play Age of Empires 2 and 1 on Xbox Original or Xbox One. So with this in mind, I love the RTS of Age of Empires. Then later, I come across Halo Wars, which is also an RTS style Halo game. Real-time strategy game where you collect and build and attack, but it's a Halo universe, which, to be all honest, I'm not huge into the whole Halo thing. Although I do own Halo stuff, they're just fine. I'm not a rabid fan of it. But Halo's cool. It's... Oops. Then, then comes along a big box with a whole bunch of PS2 games and some Xbox 360 games, and voila, Supreme Commander Part 1. And I'm like, oh, what is this? And you really can't tell from the back, but I put it in, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, but all my controls were fucked up. I didn't bother doing a tutorial, which I should have. So for several weeks, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I missing? This is clearly Age of Empires style game, which I didn't realize was called RTS, Real Time Strategy. So I was like, man, I don't know what units do what, and I don't know what I'm supposed to build as far as being able to get supplies. You know, all that was just kind of confusing because I didn't know what each unit or each building or whatever thing does, and then I get destroyed. So it's like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Well, this week something snapped, and I was like, oh, I get it now. So I have played through the tutorial, and I was like, I'm understanding it now. Now I got it. I still suck at it because I'm still learning what the computer or what the units are, what certain units do and what limitations are and stuff. I don't really know any of that. So this is a very early knowledge game-wise for me. So yeah, this is cool. I've been wanting to like this, and I'm like, finally, I got it. I was like, oh, okay, I think I can get it. I just need to, figure out what to build, when to build, and who does what, and certain airplanes only shoot the ground. Others shoot bullets straight across while they're flying. Others do this and I don't know who does what. So that's just something I gotta figure out. Now I have on PC. Yes, I don't do really any PC gaming except for a couple emulated games. And also, I have Supreme Commander Forged Alliance on PC. And I use the keyboard for that. And literally just picked it up like a couple nights ago. And I played with a buddy of mine for several hours, trying to understand the controls on a keyboard. I was hoping I could use a controller with a PC, but I couldn't. So it's 100% keyboard. So I was like, all right, well, so that's two versions I have to try to learn the controls on. And of course, I'll bring this up now. Supreme Commander 2. Completely different controls than this version. So I have to learn 3 different versions of the control. I really didn't want to do that. I especially did not want to go from Supreme Commander 1 and Supreme Commander 2 with different controls. At least, I mean, it's the same controller, layout and everything, but they shifted everything. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but from what I am understanding, is Supreme Commander 1 is very good as far as other reviewers. Then Forged Alliance is basically this, but a 1.5 version or 2.0 version of this. So, a lot of people love Forged Alliance over this. But obviously, a lot of people don't like Supreme Commander 2. It's almost like if you look at most Final Fantasy games, they're complex. They have, different weapons and foods and jobs and all kinds of shit. And if you're not used to any Final Fantasy game, you will not get very far. But then they released Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I think that's what it's called. It's on the Super Nintendo. And it is basically RPG, Final Fantasy RPG for dummies. Or noobs. So it's not as complicated, let's say, as, really any other Final Fantasy games before that. So a lot of people will probably correlate Supreme Commander 2 to the, dumbed down version of this or Forged Alliance. Which, I'm okay with, but if I'm used to this control, I don't want to learn another control. So basically, that's what it is. So, but this is good. I'm excited for this. I'm gonna. I was thinking about it, and I'm going to go ahead and do the tutorial for you guys here. So that should be cool. Oh, there we go. I hit transition just a little too soon. It's alright, though. Supreme Commander. Yeah, buddy. Got my coffee. Oh, the other thing is, this is made by Aspire, and this is made by Square Enix. Now, Supreme Commander 2, in case you can't see, was made by Square Enix, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. Square Enix is dope as hell. They know what the fuck they're doing. And it's like, wow, okay. Again, a lot of people say it is a good game. It's just not Supreme Commander, So, but that'll be another video. Alright, so here we are, in space.
Governed by the Earth Empire, humanity entered a golden age of peace and prosperity.
Golden age of peace and golden age of peace and
brain was successfully joined with
something.
An artificial
Anyways,
intelligence.
alright. Who cares? Let's do the tutorial so we kind of figure out what we're doing. Single player skirmish. Nope. Actually, yes. Exit. Tutorial. See, right now this is 100% single player game. If you look at the back here, it'll tell you that oh, right here. It'll tell you that the it's kind of hard to see. It says one player, 4 megabyte to save game, and then it's get the TV requirement HD TV, 720p, 1080, and 1080p. Now, in red, it says online multiplayer, 2 to 4, co-op, 2 to 3, leaderboards, and a voice. Which, I can't get online with this anymore, at least. So, there it is. Alright. So, we'll do the tutorial, and, you know, when I play by myself, I'm going to be doing campaign and skirmishes. So, that's pretty cool. I did one skirmish on this, and I got blew up. It was pretty dope. When Age of Empires, you know, ends, when you're victorious or defeated, a menu just pops up that says you're defeated or victorious.
Commander, this is the final part of your training. When you're done here, you'll be fully trained in all operational.
Okay, so gotta
aspects of
pay
your armored
attention.
command unit. And it couldn't come at a better time. The AI are kicking the hell out of us, so we need to get you up to speed as quickly as possible. The first thing you'll need to learn is how to navigate the battlefield. The left stick pans the view vertically when moved up or down, and horizontally when moved right or left.
Left. Okay, so
Use the left stick to pan the battlefield.
alrighty. Pan the battlefield.
Objective completed.
Ooh, they tell you. They tell you objective.
Well done. Your ACU's visual interface also gives you access to the entire theater of war via the strategic zoom. The right stick zooms out when pushed down and zooms in when pushed up. Move the cursor with the left stick to focus and zoom on different locations.
You really got to pay
While in
attention.
strategic view, all units and buildings are represented by icons that can be selected and controlled.
Because if you miss
Use the
something,
right stick to zoom in and out.
Objective completed.
if you miss something, there's no going back.
Good job.
See, let me
The right
show you
stick
this. Okay, if for some reason I didn't know how to zoom the camera, and they said, you know, they got finished saying what they were gonna say. When you go into your objectives, this is all it says: zoom the camera. Use the right stick to zoom camera. Okay, so that's pretty easy controls. But later, when they tell you like 3 or 4 things, and then you have to do it, this is not as detailed. So you kind of get screwed if you don't pay attention. So
So rotates the view. Press left to rotate the view clockwise, and press right to rotate counterclockwise.
okay, right stick.
Rotate the view.
Use.
Objective completed.
Okay, got that.
Now it's time for you to learn some basic commands.
All right, I'm down with basic
The
commands.
crosshair in the center view is used to highlight objects that you wish to command. Select units and buildings by moving the crosshair over them with the left stick. Press A to select the highlighted object.
A.
Select your ACU.
Objective completed.
I hit it too soon.
You can now issue commands to your ACU. Press up on the D-pad to activate the command interface. It contains all possible orders for a given unit. Use the left stick to navigate the command interface. To select a command, move the left stick to the desired order and press A. Now that you've selected an order, the crosshair will change to reflect the selected action. You execute the current command by moving the crosshair to a valid location on the map and pressing A. The unit will immediately carry out your order. Order your ACU to move to a new location.
Objective completed.
Okay, so let's say move your AC. Press up on the D-pad to open orders. Move, select stick. Okay, so that does tell you how to do it. Alright, select the tanks.
Heads up, Commander. We're sending in a transport and shifting control of its units.
Right here.
team. Sending your ACU out for a stroll is one thing. Commanding a squad of units in battle is quite another. To select a group of units, drag a box around the units with the left stick while holding down the A button. Your heads-up display will automatically display the number and type of units you've selected. If you just want to select units of a certain type, quickly double-tap A while the crosshair is centered on the desired unit type. If you perform this action while zoomed out to the strategic map view, you'll select all units of that type, regardless of their location on the map. To deselect units, press and hold B. Deselect your ACU, and then move the crosshair over one of the tanks and double-tap A. Do this now.
Objective completed.
Booyah! Where's he going?
There are Cybran buildings to your south. Those freaks were using them for research, and we just can't let them sit back and use whatever was being developed. Too much is at stake. With the tanks still selected, order them to attack by moving the crosshair over one of the buildings and pressing A. Continue this process until all of the buildings are destroyed.
Operation area expanded.
Haha! But they got some distance. Look at that. Whoa! That looked like it. Kaboom! Alright, good. They automatically attacked that one.
Brackman will be crying himself
Hell
to sleep over the
yeah.
loss of those buildings. In the next training section, we'll show you how to build a fully operational base.
Objective
Nice.
completed. Unit schematics downloaded.
New unit.
Commander, you will now learn how to manage your economy and create a new base of operations.
Cool.
There are two resources that create and maintain everything you build: mass and energy. Mass can be obtained by building mass extractors on mass deposits. Mass deposits are displayed on your HUD as a green circular symbol that matches the HUD's economic mass display. You can also obtain mass with mass fabricators and by reclamation. Select your ACU and press right on the D-pad. This will open the construction menu. Move through the menu with the left stick until
Press
you
right.
reach the mass extractor icon. Highlight it and select it by pressing A.
Up here.
Now move the crosshair to a mass deposit. Press A to begin construction. Build a total of 3 mass extractors.
Right. It can be 3.
Objective completed. Schematics downloaded.
The second resource is energy, and it's collected through the use of power generators. There are 3 levels of power generators, and unlike mass extractors, they can be built anywhere on the map. The Cybran and Aeon won't show you any mercy. So if you want a chance of surviving, you're going to have to properly balance how you collect and spend mass and energy. You can optimize your production by building power generators next to other buildings, which triggers an adjacency bonus.
Okay.
Build 3 power generators.
Let's see. Power generator. I'm trying to put them all with something, not just like here in the middle. Although that would work too, but I want to make sure they're attached to something. I'm wondering if, let's say I pick over here and build all 3 here together with this mass extractor, if I would get the bonuses of all 3 as well, or just 2 or 1. You know, I don't know. These are questions I have for my friend that was playing with me the other night on this.
Objective completed.
Objective completed.
Schematics downloaded.
Schematic downloaded. Okay.
Time
Factory,
to
I
start
think.
spending all that energy in mass. Factories build engineers and
Yep.
tactical units like tanks, bombers, and submarines. Open your ACU's construction menu and select the land factory icon.
Right here,
Build a land
buddy.
factory.
This is very cool. That orange bar below my name is how long it takes. So you build an engineer or 2, they'll help and make the time go quicker. But that's what we're about to do. Probably build some
Objective
engineers.
completed. Unit schematics downloaded.
Scout and tank. Okay.
Each factory has its own construction menu, similar to your ACU's menu. Access the factory's construction menu by highlighting the factory and pressing right on the D-pad. There are 3 categories of objects that can be built: engineers, tactical units, and upgrades. Use the left stick to navigate between the available units and press A to add a unit to the build queue. To queue up 5 of the same unit, highlight it, hold the right bumper, and press A. Queue up
The
2
right
scouts for construction.
Bumper. Oops. Scout. Right bumper. Oh my god. Wait, I got too many.
Objective completed. Schematics downloaded.
Stop.
An experienced commander is always ready to modify his strategy at a moment's notice. And that's why the build
Okay.
queues in your factories can be adjusted at any time. Select a factory and press left on the D-pad to access the build queue. Move through the queue with the left stick to highlight a unit or group of units. To add
Engineer.
units to the queue, press A. To delete units from the queue, press X. By holding the right bumper, you can add or remove units in increments of 5. Factories also produce engineers, which can create structures that are unavailable to your ACU, like mass and energy storage, and radar and sonar. Engineers can also reclaim structures and units, capture enemy units, repair damaged units, and structures and
Capture
assist in other
enemies, huh?
construction.
Sort of like a
Need
monk.
2 engineers from the land factory.
How many? Fuck, I'll do 3. Two. Okay. Oh, I canceled the one, I guess? Like all together. Oops. So I got 4 of these guys. I'll move them here. They're gonna talk
Objective completed.
they're gonna talk about grouping eventually.
Schematics downloaded.
There's 2 engineers.
Select both of the engineers and order them to construct an air factory.
Air. Okay, go. You're gonna have to move.
Objective completed.
Okay.
Good job. The next training section will teach you some advanced command techniques. We're starting to hit the home stretch of your training, Commander. Hope you've been paying attention. When issuing commands to a unit, you can chain the commands together to create a command queue. This is an invaluable strategic technique that could save your bacon. Select the 2 scouts you built earlier, and open their command menu by pressing up on the D-pad. Choose the patrol command. Press and hold the right bumper, and move the crosshair to 3 locations on the map, pressing A at each location.
I missed it! Alright, this is what I'm talking about. Select the scouts. Open a command menu. And select the patrol command. Press and hold RB while placing patrol points to create a patrol route. Okay, so I have them here. Command. Right here is patrol. Hold RB.
Objective completed.
An additional part of chaining commands involves ordering factories to assist each other. This is a simple process that greatly increases the building speed of the initial factory. You get one factory to assist another. Select the second factory and move the crosshair over an initial factory and press I. The assisting factory will then begin to build units that are in the initial factory's build queue. However, factories can only assist factories of the same type and tech level. Build a second land factory.
Okay. Here's where it starts getting a little confusing. I stopped my patrols. Fuck. Oops. Build a second land factory. Boom. All right. the whole moving the crosshair over and assisting this one was getting a little confusing.
Objective completed.
Now select the new factory and move the crosshair over the first factory. Press Y.
Objective completed.
Press Y.
Schematics downloaded.
Okay.
Your new land factory is now assisting your initial land factory. Any units in your initial factory's build queue will now be produced by both factories. This helps you manage large build queues. Queue up several units of different types. Once the factory has created the units, you can now group them together. Select all of the units you've just constructed and press down on the D-pad to open the Groups menu. Move the left stick to the One Group icon and press and hold A. Add units to Group 1.
Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Trying to add units here. Hold on. Oops. Okay. This is okay. Right here. This is what I was talking about. It says group units, which means you take let's say a scout and a tank, and you want to be able to click them on together as one. Well, that's a group. It says add tactical units in. Maybe it's just okay. Let me try something here. Let me build. Two of these, a couple more tanks, a couple of these. Okay, we're gonna build all this and see who gets grouped together. See if I can group them. I don't know if a non-combat unit can be grouped with a combat unit. But this is what they're talking about right here, Group 1. But I want to have more than one style, because I could just double click right here, boom, and those are grouped together. But if I want multiple combat items together or units, then so be it. Alright. Ah! Right here. Boom.
Objective completed.
Now, with one button, I take this
Schematics
entire
downloaded.
group. And they're all
You have to be able
moved.
to react to any threat
Yes.
with lightning fast speed, which usually means quickly moving large groups of units.
All
Air
right.
transports make that possible. Select the air factory created by your engineers and build a Tech 1 transport.
Air factory, okay. Oops. Right here. Now the transporting was a little confusing for me because the other night when I did this, I was having trouble getting him onto the transport and off the transport, and to me it seemed a little easier to just drive this stuff over as opposed to put them on this airship. Now I understand there's like oceans and islands you can play on, which, you know, makes that more complicated. Then you need the air support. So I don't know. Just it's starting to get complicated.
Objective completed.
There it is.
To load a transport, select a group of units, move the crosshair over the transport, and press A. To unload the unit, select the transport, press up on the D-pad, select the unload command, move the crosshair where the unit should unload, and press A. The transport will now carry the units to that location and unload them.
I'm going to create 5 of these.
Load and unload units now.
And load them here. That way I can keep this group together. Yeah, I'll do this. Load here.
Objective completed.
So that has to go
Load and
up in
unload
the
units
air.
now.
These 3 will be loaded onto this. Okay. Unload. Okay.
Objective completed.
Okay. I think this is gonna unload
We'll
them.
make a commander out of you
Yep.
yet.
Okay.
One final thing to remember about
Awesome.
so we can use them correctly. This is especially helpful when you need to move a steady stream of units from a factory to a distant position on the battlefield. Select a transport. Choose the ferry command from the command menu. Then move the crosshair to where the ferry route should end, and press A. A ferry beacon will appear on the ground next to the transport. Select the units you wish to move. Place the crosshair over the ferry beacon and press A. The units will now queue up and the transport will automatically move them to the assigned location. Create and utilize a ferry route.
Create and utilize a... Okay. Okay, I have to have these on here. It looks like I have to load first, and then here's where I create the ferry option. Oops. Right here. Boom. Okay, ferry.
Objective completed.
Great job. That's pretty much... Oh, hell. Picking up a Cybern outpost over the hills northeast of your position. Eliminate the base with extreme prejudice.
Operation area expanded.
All right. So I'm gonna select group 1. Boom. That's that entire group right there. Bring these walkers. I got a couple of walkers down here I'm gonna bring over. Now I'm just gonna walk up. Hopefully. Oh shit. Okay. I guess I have to load these.
Transport is full.
I meant to hit the ferry or the ship, but I don't think they can get up there, so I'm gonna move them here. Now I can move up here. Let me try the ferry and see if I can get them to load. And then unload here. Yes! They're loading, and then they're being dropped off, and they should get one more load, I think. Okay. One more. Here we go. Hell yeah! It's working. Woo! There we go. Now,
Excellent work.
see.
You're gonna make one hell of a commander.
Oh yeah. So now I can select
Transport is full.
transport full. Okay, so now I can actually reselect that transport, set another ferry spot once the transport is loaded, and have those units just go back and forth. Okay, cool. I was having a little trouble with the last couple tutorials the other night, but now I think I got it. So the more I play this, obviously, the more I'm gonna understand. So this is cool. Dope, 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 dope. Love it. It's loading. I'm on top of the loading thing. There we go. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Getting to know the controls. It's a huge learning situation because this was supposed to be a PC game, and it was ported to consoles. And I think it did a really wonderful job. I like it. This is an A-tier game. Excuse me, in my book. Now, unfortunately, Supreme Commander 2, as you'll see later, changes all that. Makes it more streamlined. But if I'm going to learn a specific style of fighting or controls for a series of a game, I wanted to stay as similar as possible. And you know, like even here to accept and to move the people, you hit A. Like, but in Supreme Commander 2, to accept and move, you hit X, which is it's like okay. So I really want to say I like this better than number 2. From what little I did play of 2 and this one. But this is the second time I did this is the second time I did the tutorial. And it went more smoothly. So there you go. A tier. I like it. It's cool. So, adios, amigos.